Well, hello again. So we're back, and I was taking a look at the Springer because the project I have in mind, I've got, so I thought everything I needed. I even got the new zip ties that I was telling you about. And I got to looking. Basically, what I want to do is relocate the blinkers that are up on the bars to down here on the forks, which means I'll have to give up the windshield mount, which not a big deal. I don't run it. This is my bar hopper. But as I was preparing for this video, I noticed that when I do that, I'm going to have an abundance of extra wire. So I'm kind of working this through in my head, and I think what I'm probably going to do in order to do this right is probably going to shorten the wires, cut them, put new pins on there, put the plug back on, so that way I'm not trying to coil up or tuck the excess wire under the tank. I might still do that, but at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards no. But the other side of it too is I've got these giant ass blinkers that only seem to be on a couple years of bikes. I don't know why some do, some don't. This is a 2000. I've seen my brother's got a 98 Softail Custom. He's got the little bullet signals, and this is a 2000. I've got the big ones, and then in like 01, 02 or something, they went back to the little ones. So I don't know if they did this for the Springers. I don't know if they did it for a couple of model years in the early 2000s, but I don't like them. I want to go to the smaller bullets, but not like the micros. I still want the blinkers to be seen, because at least here in town, the drivers are all out to kill you. So I think I'm going to keep shopping for some new blinkers, the smaller bullets, and I'm going to hold off on the blinker relocation. So for everybody who's looking forward to a Springer video, I'm sorry, I might have lied to you just a little bit. So it is going to happen. I just have to decide, or I have to find either OE blinkers or aftermarket that look like OEs. But I want to make sure I can still put a Custom Dynamics LED bulb or disc or something in there. Now, I don't want just the cheap Chinesium ones that have an LED setup just in there, because when they go bad, and they inevitably do, you got to replace the whole unit, not just the LED disc. And I don't like planned obsolescence, as we learned in a previous video working on a Road Glide headlight, that one of the LEDs went out or was going out and you couldn't just replace it. You had to do the whole headlight unit. That's crap. So I'm trying to kind of future-proof this for myself or whoever the next owner is down the road if I decide to punt it, which I don't see happening. So that being said, what we have is a pile of parts and goodies and other things for the Street Glide. These are I don't know if that's going to come through. Let's get the light out of there. These are those specialty zip ties I was telling you about. They got little Christmas trees on them. Different sizes, because I didn't know what size I needed. And then picked up a bag of these peel and stick zip tie mounts, because these come in handy. So those will get shelved, but we got some stuff from Thrashin'. We got some stuff out of China, because I've been seeing this stuff on FaceSpace, and I figured I'll give it a whirl. And then we got a replacement upper clutch cable, again for the Street Glide, because as we know, the upper clutch cable is that hard cable tube thing that is kind of rubbing on the inner fairing, scuffing it up, and I just want more pliability, so I'll end up swapping that. And then tucked back here, which I think is what we're going to do, let me get this out here, is the Custom Dynamics saddlebag turn signals. So I think that's going to be the project for now. And I might roll into the Thrashin' stuff. I might roll into the Chinese stuff. I don't know, but whatever I decide, you guys will come along for the adventure. So these will come around to the bike here. I had them on the 19. We're gonna put them on here. They stick right here, just below the lid on the saddlebag. The wire runs back here and then connects under the seat with a little quick disconnect down here, so we don't have to take the seat off to take the bags off. We did a version of these on a buddy's bike that I wasn't as big a fan of, so for me they're not an option, but I went ahead and sprang for the Custom Dynamics ones because, well, for my birthday I got a gift card to Dennis Kirk and I used it to get what I used to have. These, the taillights, I'm going to keep them because to remove them you end up with like 6 or 8 holes visible in the side of your fender, because I was going to do the bag filler lights, but I actually don't mind these. And I've got my eyes on them on Amazon or eBay or something where I can replace just this insert here with a smoked lens. That I'm going to do because the Custom Dynamics are smoked. Those got to be smoked. And I think that's just going to look a lot better having them smoked, and instead of removing them and seeing a bunch of holes on the side of the fender where these used to be. So to do that, I'm going to grab some alcohol, a clean towel, and we'll grab those, get them stuck, then take the bag off, go to the workbench, chase the wires along the bag. I'll show you all, and then we'll come back to the bike. So let me make some room on the workbench, set a towel down, and I'll pick you guys up when we're ready to stick some lights on. Okay, so I got the first one attached. It's just, I don't feel like pulling the tripod out, but wiped everything down with some alcohol, pulled the backer off, and I tend to rub my fingernail across it across the backer before I remove the plastic, just because Steve over at Sick Baggers recommends it. That's what he does, and he knows more than I do, so if he does it, I'm gonna do it. So, and then just kind of lined it up to where the reveal was as even as I could get it by my eyeball. Don't want it touching the bag lid. Just want to have it, you know, an RCH down, you know, like 2 or 3 widths of paper, bit of room, so that way as things vibrate, I'm not getting a rattle. So pressed it on there, held it for about 30 seconds, and we're good. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. And like I said, we'll take a bag off, put it on the workbench, and I'll show you how I'm going to route all this, which is going to be similar to the other video on the Black Street Glide, my buddy's bike. But we're just going to go through it again. So we get that mounted and head over to the workbench. Okay, bags off on the table, bench. Already wiped down the areas I'm going to be sticking everything to. Now, the bag is filthy. It's going to get, the whole thing's going to get washed, but not presently. I got some oil residue because recently with the new air cleaner that I did, went on a hard ride and started puking oil out of the air cleaner. Thinking that Harley may have overfilled the oil, and during that hard rip, crank pressure built up and it just kind of puked out. So got most of that cleaned up, but now the bike needs a good detail from stem to stern to get the rest of it off. So this is especially gross because of the oil that was being sprayed back. So I'm hoping that the low side bag's a little better. So anyway, we are going to do a sticky mount here, here, and here. So just the 3. And they do provide those, which are somewhere over here. Ah, here we go. And the zip ties. So they give you 6 mounts. You can do more, but at least do the 3. I may or may not bust into that and add 1 or 2 more. I don't know. But at least they do give you some really nice color directions, which installing these isn't really that hard. But it's kind of nice to know where they recommend putting the mount the mount squares versus where you think they ought to go. And then talking about the little magnet that we'll get to later for adjusting how you want this to sequence. So like I said, we'll do one here, here, and here. I might add another one maybe here. Well, we'll start with those 3 and kind of go from there. So you get that undone, get everything stuck, and once it's in place, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, wire routed. Thinking I might actually go ahead and put one up here just so I can pull this up a little bit, because it's just kind of, at the moment, because everything's cold, kind of drops down, so I'd have to be careful about when I put my bags back on to get this wire pulled up out of the way. So since I have them, I might drop another one right there-ish, just kind of help guide it a little bit. But, you know, see we got the quick disconnector that hangs out outside of the seat. So you just pinch these. See if I can do this with the wrong hand. Ah, nope, not those. You pinch down here. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, that's where you pinch, and then this will separate. There we go. It's got a little rubber gasket in there, keep the water out. So, and this stays on the bike. That'll obviously stay on the bag. So, let me go ahead and put an extra square on here, put this back on the bike, get the low side bag over, do the same thing, and then we'll go over how to connect everything under the seat. All right, other bag's done. Wires are sitting out. Seat's off, obviously. So now we have the wiring adapter that runs in line. So it's all real simple, plug and play. This is what we're shooting for here. So see if I can do this one-handed with the wrong hand. So push down, pull off, take our adapter, and hopefully, come on, there we go. All right, we got the click. Take the stock harness. This is really hard to do with the right hand. Not how you people do it. Switching hands. So, now, come on. My goodness. Probably doesn't help that the bike's cold, everything's cold, hands are cold. So, we're so close. Hold on. Okay, so now that's attached. Went ahead and pulled the Christmas tree plug here out of this tray, just so that way I can kind of tidy this up, get it to lay a little bit flatter without kinking too many wires. So that'll all be fine. Might fiddle with that a little more. But so we've got two wires here. Neither of them are labeled left and right, as far as I can tell. So I'm just going to hope that how they lay is where they need to be. So let's plug them in and see what happens. Come on. All right, there's one. You know, worst thing that happens is I have them backwards. Unplug them, switch them, and plug them back in. You know, easy fix. But I have a feeling that given how these are kind of wired together and how they just lay naturally, that should work. So temporary. Got our key fob, just kind of set that down. Okay. So we have running lights, that's good. Yep. So I hit the right blinker, but the left one is flashing, so you can see it there backwards. So I'm going to unplug everything, flip it around, and pick you guys back up. All right, that's better. Right blinker, right blinker. So, idiot-proof this here. I guess I probably should hit the button all the way. There we go. All right, left blinker, left blinker. So, turn that off. And I'm not gonna be able to see this, but we'll go ahead and set you guys down so you can see it. Oh, there you go. Yep, that'll work. So now what they say, they included, and it's probably in this, is a little magnet so you can program how you want these to blink or flash or something. So let me get this unwrapped and fiddle with it. I'll show you what I find out. Oh, all right, so we're testing how we want this to sequence. So you turn the bike to on without starting. Within 20 seconds, place this little magnet on top. And as you can see, it's just starting here and running outboard. So if we take the magnet off without dropping it, you put it back on. So now it's lighting up and then chasing left as opposed to going this way. It's here and then closing. So if we flip it, flip the magnet over, now it's just going to be on and blinking. We turn the magnet over 180 degrees and we're taking off that direction. This is how I want it to work because that's what I like. It kind of gives it that directionality. So we'll take that off. And now we should be able to test it. And it's going how I want it to go. So I'll double check the high side bag and we're just about done. Tidy up some wires and it should be done. All right, so the last thing I'm doing here, and you can kind of see everything's kind of flashing at me. I'm trying to resync all of the turn signals, and you do that by clicking on the bike, turning on your hazards, turn the bike off, just let it flash for a minute or two, and kind of gives the ECU or BCU, whichever one controls it, a chance to figure out resistances, make sure everything is flashing at the same rate, at the same time. So in the process, they kind of get out of sync and then they resync, and here's where we're at. So I don't know if I need to do that with these new bikes. It was what I had to do on my 19. So figured it didn't hurt anything to give it a whirl. So now that that's done, and turn the bike back on, turn our hazards off, and everything seems to be blinking just fine. So easy enough. So that's it. Real quick and simple. Without the camera, you're probably looking at 20 minutes-ish. So that's a win. I will put a link down below to the lights, and I'll go ahead and toss a link in for the little peel and stick squares for the zip ties that I used. And I think that'll probably be about the only two links. The lights themselves are $200. The peel and stick things for the pack of, I don't know, 50, however many I got, was less than $10. So I'll have those on hand for a while. But quick and easy. Now I got more visibility in the back, just like I had on the 19. And they look good. They're low profile, which I really like compared to, say, Harleys. The new ability to put that magnet on there and flip it so you can kind of change how it flashes. That's cool. That's something the 19 didn't do. So, but I'm a creature of habit, so I stuck with how they looked on the 19 to how they look on the 24. So the only minor gripe I have, and I don't even know if it's a gripe because I didn't notice it on the last bike because it was black, but I noticed it on this bike because, well, it's not black, is if you get over here, yeah, you can see the wire. If you look down in here, you can see it on both sides, you know. I never saw the wire on the last one, but again, that's probably because the last one was black. So not really a gripe, you know, really can't do anything about it, you know. Give and take when it comes to extra lighting and extra visibility. So that's all I've got. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.